Welcome to the Wessel Media mini-series. So in this series, we're going to be covering basically your social media management and content creation side of things. So this is going to be a 4-part series that we're going to be doing over the next 4 weeks. So make sure to tune back next week to get the second part and to join this journey with us. So basically, we are going to be covering how you can make your job easier on managing your socials and how to create content faster, how to manage it faster. If you're a solopreneur, how you do it. If you have employees or so, how can you manage it with them to make it a bit easier. We're going to be covering all the bases, showing you how to do it, what mediums to use, what formats to use, and how to take one specific type of content piece and create multiple content pieces with it, and so on, just to make your life a bit easier. So if you haven't heard of us yet, we are Wessel Media. We are a full-fledged agency. We also have a course that we basically help business owners with. So if we have dozens of businesses that we've helped in the past, and we've gotten great results. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to give you this little masterclass, which is basically what we give our agency clients when they sign on to our Facebook ads services. We basically give this to them. So we are giving this away for free for all of you guys to enjoy and get some value off it. Alright, so if you guys have any questions while you're going through this, please make sure to reach out to us at support@Wessel Media, and we will get back to you with all the questions that you have and to see if we can help you guys and with some nice free value to get you guys on the right track. So enjoy the webcast. So what we're going to be covering in this short little masterclass is basically what type of content to create, how to find content topics, what topics to use, how to create content, and then basically how to hand it over to your social media team, or if it's just you doing it, how you can keep track of everything, if I can say it like that. Alright. So what type of content to create? So there's a whole bunch of type of content. You guys will already by now have seen YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, Instagram posts, Facebook posts. There's so much content out there, podcasts, whatever you can think of. So let's quickly cover some of them. Written content or long form written content is basically a blog post. Written content in short form is going to be short little snippets that you post in your social media, for example. So usually what happens there is you would pair it with some type of infographics. So let's take for an example, I made a little post about how to set up your ads. There's a little paragraph of maybe, let's say, 5 lines. I put an infographic with it, and basically I paste the 5 lines in the caption of the Facebook page or the Facebook post and then post it. That's going to be a short form written content. Then we also have video content, which is going to be long form. So usually what we see is long form content is anything over 90 seconds. If you're below 90 seconds, you're going to be doing short form video content. So that's going to be, let's say long form, it's going to be a podcast. This type of video that you're watching here, even though this is going to not be that long, this is still seen as long form content. So anything over 90 seconds, long form. Anything below 90 seconds is going to be short form. Shorts on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anything like that, it's going to be short form content if you post like a reel or something like that. Then audio content. That's going to be, for example, if you do a podcast with no video. So it's just going to be the audio file that you're going to be posting. That's going to be audio content. And then infographics is basically a graphic that you created on Canva, on Photoshop, or anything like that. You guys should have seen something like this by now. If you guys are on Facebook, you would have seen something like this. Basically a little graphic which maybe has an image in it with some interesting headlines that you can read the caption with. It maybe takes you over to a full length blog post, maybe to another video, whatever it is, something that basically relays a message over to you via a graphic. Alright. Next is going to be how to find topics. So first thing I always say to people is don't go and reinvent the wheel. Go and see what your competitors are doing and basically just go and find ideas from them. So first, go and follow competitors on social media. Next, go and browse their websites. Go and check out their news section, their blog section, or any type of insight section they might have. After that, go and join communities in your niche. So let's say you are doing, you're working in gardening or something like that. There are local gardening groups that you can follow on Facebook. You go and join them and you see what's going on there. Next is also going to be using economic conditions. So if you're, for example, an accountant, so let's say we're getting into tax season, new news are coming out about that. That's going to be basic economic conditions. So how we usually would go about finding topics is if we are helping out another business, is we would go, as I said, follow all the social media pages. Then we would go and see which of those social media posts that those companies made got the most likes, views, shares, and so on. Then when we find posts which has got a lot of engagement, we know that's a good topic to use. Then we would write the topics down. Next, we would go and see if they have anything regarding that topic on their website. And then we would also go and make a note of that. And then also check in the community groups if there's something maybe relevant to this that's been mentioned, and so on. So we would usually go and browse through our competitor social media, maybe get 2 to 3 points there, go onto their website, see if there's any corresponding type of content on there, go into the community groups, also see if there's some corresponding type content there, and basically just fish around for ideas. And then also use economic conditions. So let's say a topic was posted about, there's something on a website, and people are talking about it in community groups. A good thing, example of this is like Bitcoin type news. Usually if a company is an investment firm or something that's doing Bitcoin, they would post on social media about it. There would be an article on their websites. Bitcoin communities would say something about it. And you can also take a look at the economic condition. Is the Bitcoin price going up or going down? Just an example. So you can basically go and match it together like that. So which topics should you use? So you're going to make your list, let's say 2 to 4 topics that you have that you think are going to be relevant. Next, you need to ask yourself a few questions before you go and create that topic. It doesn't help you just go and shoot in the dark and just create random topics everywhere. So first that you need to do is this topic going to be evergreen? Meaning, is it going to be relevant in the next 12 months, any day of the year? If your answer is yes, then it's going to be evergreen. Next, is it a relevant or up-to-date niche trend? So let's say, for example, you're talking about this year's accounting cycle or something like that, but you are 8 to 9 months too late. Most businesses have already put in their tax, so let's say tax submissions and all that type of stuff, and you're months over the time that people are talking about this topic. So make sure you are up to date. Make sure your topic is evergreen, that it's going to be relevant in the next 12 months, or that it's something that's going to be relevant on the day that you post it for at least a month or so afterwards as well. Next, does the topic provide value to my audience? If I post this, is someone going to learn something about it? Is it going to be up to date info that I'm going to provide my audience? So let's say I'm an accounting firm, a tax law changed, I quickly post it on my social media and with a little bit of let's say an explanation of how this works when it changed, and it's tax season at the moment. That's going to be very valuable content for your audience. Next is, does this topic suit my ICP or my ideal client profile's needs? Is it addressing something in their fears or in their desires as well? So is this going to be something that if I post it, it's going to be valuable to my ICP that I posted to? Next, will I be seen as a thought leader by creating content in this topic? So let's say, back to the accounting example, if you post something about the accounting law that's maybe changed with a really nice explanation of what will happen when this law comes into effect, for example, you are going to be seen as a thought leader because people will be looking to your page to get the info that they need to address basically this new law that changed, or new, let's say, cancellation of something that came in, something like that. Are you going to be seen as a thought leader by creating this topic and by posting it on your socials or on your website and on YouTube and so forth? Okay, so next, creating the content. So usually what I would recommend to businesses is, video is very daunting. Not a lot of people like to do video. A lot of people have the right equipment to do video. If you want to do good type of video, like for example, like you would need something like this. That's a really good mic. You can do it as well with just normal type of earphones, like even like this. It does work, and we will be covering this in some of the future mic lessons that we're going to be doing in this series. So you can take a look at what we'll be covering there. But I would first always recommend to people, start out first by doing the research, find 2 to 3 sources that match the topic you'll be creating content for. Next is create the content structure. And I would always recommend first doing written content. Even if you're creating videos, do written content first because you can repurpose it. So by researching other similar topics, pieces, compile a headline layout to follow and an already created recipe. So what you'll do is first, find an example on a competitor's website of this topic that they used, see how they laid it out, basically see how they structured their written piece headline. So then you have a bit of an idea of how you should structure your piece. Go and redo yours that you basically follow the recipe. Then create the content and use the research that you did to keep reference and to make sure that you keeping on track with everything, so you can always refer back to the content that you have on hand and when you're creating your own piece. So do not go and plagiarize the whole thing. You are going to be caught out. People are very sharp. Even if you do think you just left one little piece there, people will comment on your Facebook. I saw a very similar thing to this on this business, or that business will start to come after you for intellectual property and stuff like that. Just don't go and copy it. Just go and rewrite it in your own words. If you are really not a good writer or you are lazy, what we usually tell people is, which is a hack as well, is go and use ChatGPT. Go and write small, I would say, like paragraphs with it. Type in it what you think the paragraph should say, and it will rewrite it in a very nice format for you. I actually recommend this to most people getting starting out with this content creation process. So you have your layout, how you want to do it. You have the content that people are covering in their blog posts that they already made. So all that you go and do is use your expertise, see what they wrote, and basically tell ChatGPT what you want in that little paragraph to say, and to match to that topic and that headline that you have there. It will write a really nice piece. Just make sure it makes sense before you just paste it into your final piece as well. ChatGPT can sometimes, I want to say 85% is usually good, but there can be some issues in there sometimes. Just make sure to review it. Just don't go and say write the whole piece, write out the whole piece, and then just paste it and don't even review it. There is going to be errors that's coming through. All right. So after compiling your content, add it over to a proofreader to check. Something else you can also do here if you're basically a one-man show is write out your piece and then just take it, copy and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it just to do a proofreading and a spell check for you, and then it'll do it for you as well. You can also use it basically as a moderator. Then next is basically finalize the content piece that you're working on. So make sure all your notes are implemented and so on. And this should not take you more than an hour to do. Don't go and do 20-page articles or so. If you're doing a blog post, and 1 to 2 pages are more than enough to get started out with. All right. So I'll quickly explain to you now why we are doing written content. So what you're going to be doing is you can then hand it over to your social media team, or you can just, it's going to be you that's basically doing it. So why we usually say do written content pieces is because you can physically take the written piece, you can do a video about it, because then you have really written out notes that that's nice that you can use. You can also use it basically to highlight 4 to 5 short pieces in that big content piece you made that you can use as micro pieces that you basically can then go and use Canva and then make the just using a template, basically making sure the colors are correct on it, then creating a small infographic piece in there with it. So using the headline, and then you already wrote a little caption that you're going to be pasting in there, and you can easily get 5 to 6. Even I want to say sometimes we've helped business to get 7 to 8 if you write really strategically. Small pieces of content that you can go and strip out of one big blog post that you basically wrote. All right, so I would recommend you go and organize this. Basically put it in the Google Docs. Google Docs is free to use. If you guys have a Google account, most people have a Gmail, just go and open your Google Docs. Write your piece in there and then go, for example, and highlight and say comment. And then this is post 1. Next piece that I'm going to be using a post for, let's say this article is really relevant. Highlight it, post 2. And then when you go out basically through the week, you can then go into Canva, create a quick post by using already made template, paste it onto your Facebook with a small caption that you already wrote that you copied out of your long piece, and there you go. So just to reiterate, you're going to write a long form piece that's around 1 to 2 pages. Don't do more than this in the beginning. If you feel you're getting more advanced and you're doing it faster, then you're more than welcome to do it. And when starting out, I would recommend just doing between 1 to 2 pages. And then Go and make micro posts out of that. Highlight small pieces in your main piece. Then use topics and headlines in there to create your Canva post, and then use the little snippet out of your main piece as also as a caption that you're going to be posting in your Facebook post or whatever post that you are doing. Alright, that's the easiest way to do it. And then also using canva.com also to use for templates and so on. And then, yeah, that's it. Simple as that. Don't go and make it difficult. Keep it short. Don't put too much time in this. We've usually seen if you take like 30 minutes a day, every day, you can run quite an extensive social media campaign and content posting strategy. If you guys are getting more advanced and doing videos and so on, it goes even faster. Like, I would be honest with you guys, videos are a lot faster to create. If you get good at videos, you would, for example, just do headlines and then you can talk straight out of the headlines. You don't have to go and even research content any further if you are really versed in specific topics. Alright, so that's going to be basically it, guys. So what we're going to be doing on the next few weeks, we're going to be covering a few different topics that is related to this. So basically today was content creation for our first week. Next week what we'll do is we'll touch on some social media aspects on where to post, what type of content to post where, and so on. Make sure to stay tuned for that. And we're going to have this in a 4-part series where we cover everything from, like today, what we did, content creation. As I said, next week's going to be social media. And then also on different strategies you can use to physically create content faster. Like if you want to do videos, what software to use, what gear to use, all that type of stuff. So we're going to be making sure we cover everything for you guys. Alright, if you guys have any questions, make sure to reach out to us. We are more than willing to help you guys out. If you guys have some quick questions, you can just send us an email at support@wesselmedia.co.za and we will provide you with some advice. If you guys want to see a more extensive type of content where we physically do the content creation on screen, if you guys want to see how we do it, also make sure to send us an email or leave a comment, and we will also make sure to do those videos for you guys as well. We will physically show you in practice how we do it as well. Alright, was good talking to you guys. See you guys in the next lessons.